Hi, John.
Hey Nancy, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm
Awesome.
trying to do a little fantasy with my plant.
I love it. Nice.
For your character, for Javier, things are getting highly interesting. Becoming a dad all of a sudden,
All right.
breakup. I mean, we've already been watching.
Yeah.
I mean, even his plane gets stolen. What's next?
I know, right? He's encountered some rough waters this season. Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, they're adding some conflict with Javier, and I think that's really good for storyline. So, what's next? I think right now he is definitely trying to get he's navigating that situation with Elena. He knows he loves her, but she broke his heart. She broke up with him. So it's interesting to see how that's going to unfold. And there's also this relationship with Helene, his daughter. That like you said, he's a new father, and he's trying to navigate those waters as well. And that's difficult, but he's up for the challenge.
I like that storyline because a lot of times, usually, it's women that are seen as the single parent, but this
Right.
time, because a lot of men out there are single parents too.
Yeah, for sure. I was a single parent myself. So, it was interesting that it's interesting to see how a lot of this story was very similar to my own, like bringing Helene into my life and stuff. And there was a lot of it just had similarities to my own life, which was really cool. So yeah, he's got a responsibility, and like I said, he's up for the challenge, and I think he's loving it. He loves having his daughter there on the island, and he loves, being in love with Elena. And now it's just a balancing act. How does he figure out the balance of these two women? Both of them headstrong, Elena and Helene, both of them headstrong. So how does he balance this out?
Chance that we get to see a little bit of Javier getting helped from the island. Is there such thing or possibility even?
You never know with the island. I hope that there's some it's interesting to see what the writers put in. I mean, I think the island is on Javier's side, and but you just never know what's going to come with the island. You know what I mean?
I thought it was interesting how one of the episodes brings on the former pilot.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
do we get to see maybe a backstory to how it all initiated with Javier before Cora?
Let's hope. I think there's so many ways that this show can go, and there's so many storylines that can branch off. And we've actually sat down with the writers and the showrunners and like pitched our own ideas. And sometimes, they'll take some of those ideas and put them in. So me, Roz, and Kiara, as actors, we read the scripts. We're not the writers of the show, obviously, but they ask for our input, so we give input. And I think, like I said, there's so many ways that the show can go. There's darker elements to it. There's more conflict. There's secrets of the island that could be explored. There's a lot really to be explored here, and I really hope that we get a season 3 and an opportunity to explore even further and deeper into these characters' lives, and also the island, because the island is a character in of itself. So I really hope we can explore some of these themes.
Speaking of the island, is it like a workation?
That's a great word for it. Yeah. We spent 5 months there for season 2 filming. And yeah, my condo was right across from the beach. So when I wasn't at work, I'm literally, right in the ocean, looking at the water, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful place. So
what activities are you doing when you're not filming?
I went to different parts of the island. I went to Rincon, and what's another? I'm forgetting the other part of the island I went to. But you can travel all over, on the island within 2 hours, 3 hours. So I spent a lot of time at the beach, exploring the local culture, getting to know the locals. That part to me is the best. I love meeting new people. So that was a lot of what I spent my time doing. Coffee shops. If I was in the big parts of the city, coffee shops, meeting people, talking to people, I became a regular at a lot of these places. So they knew me, so it was fun.
Is there something you're carrying around when you're walking around? There was someone that I heard that's filming in Hawaii, and she's like, I'm always have a bathing suit in my bag because you never know.
That's a good question. You know what I always had in my hand? My script. That's what I always had in my hand. I was constantly going to places, and just if I had time off, I wanted to sit at a coffee shop, sit at a restaurant, meet people, but also reading. So, and I spent a lot of time at the beach. So I always had my swim trunks with me, for sure. And Puerto Rico, you walk around in your swim trunks, and it's just accepted. That's what people do.
One of the characters that I find quite fascinating is Ruby's.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you have this 70-year-old, but yet in a young body, and words
Yeah.
of wisdom. Can you talk about Javier's friendship with her?
Yeah, Ruby and Javier really have bonded. She's kind of my confidant, and we share a lot of things in the island. She gives everyone on the island advice because she does have that grandmotherly tendency, but she's in this young body. So it's great. She's with that way with Helene. She's with that way with Elena, and she's with that way with me. So she's the grandmother of the island, and just in this young body. So Javier and Ruby really have a good connection, and we trust one another, and we share things with one another, and we help one another, and we want the best for one another. So it's very reflective of Kiara and I's relationship as well. I was just telling the other interviewer, my birthday was yesterday, and I woke up.
Hey.
Thank you very much. I woke up this morning, and Kiara had left me a voice message of like singing me happy birthday. So she's awesome. I love her. She's a great girl, and we just have a great time on set, and our characters are really bonded as well. So it's really cool.
In that case, speaking of birthdays and birth years, if you were in a similar situation, if you could pick an age that you could be, go back to and live infinitely, what age would it be and why?
That's tough because I feel like I have a lot more experience and wisdom at this age here, but if I could go back and relive my 20s, let's say 26, 25, my mid 20s, I would. I think I would do some things differently, but I'd have a lot of fun. I'd have a lot more fun than I think what I did. So yeah, I relive the 20s,
Yeah, because you would have the knowledge that you have today.
That's it. That's what I would want. What about you? What would you do?
I would say 32.
Okay.
Because but you know what? The 20s is good though, because I feel like the 20s we're still trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
And even if we're doing something bad, we go in kind of timid.
Sure.
We're not even enjoying it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So now with the experience and the wisdom that I have now to go back and have that same mindset, I do things much differently. Just have fun with it. Here's the thing. Life is short, right? And we get one at bat, really. So if I could tell anything to my younger self, it would be enjoy every minute, enjoy the experiences you have, the time with the people that you have, and just have fun. Don't take it so seriously. Have a great time in life because it's too short.
You know what? That's what happens as we get older. We start being all uptight.
Right.
You're right. Right.
Yeah.
What else do you have going on besides Fantasy Island? Anything you can share?
Yeah, so actually I have an audition right after this interview that I'm been prepping for. I've been auditioning a lot. There's a movie we're in negotiations for right now that's supposed to be shooting at the end of this month. It's a supernatural thriller, shoots in Mississippi. We'll see. Hopefully the negotiations go well and I get to do that. Other than that, that's it. I'm auditioning a lot and just ready for the next project. Fingers crossed for a third season with Fantasy Island. We'll see how that goes. And yeah, just ready to work again.
For third season, how would you want your character to develop? How would you hope he would develop? Because challenges already for second season.
Yeah, I want more conflict because I think that's fun to play and it's fun to watch. You know what I mean? There's a specific formula for this show and a lot of it's feel good. And I think that's great. We need that. But I want there to be some elements of the island that are dark and that Javier maybe and Elena and Ruby have to fight against. Maybe they team up together and they fight against, parts of the island. Maybe the island gets upset because we did something wrong in its estimation and we have to come together as a crew and a family. And then the island accepts that. I want stuff like that. Hopefully that happens. We'll find out.
Well, you're putting in the universe and I'm sure they're going to be hearing the ideas.
Right.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on this project and for your audition.
Thanks, Nancy. I appreciate it. Good talking to you.
Likewise. Thank you. Bye-bye.